back to doing some phone stuff here on Friday night. Been following this guy online on Facebook for quite some time. He's been getting rid of some of his older driver's suits, and I know a lot of people who have been buying them have been darn happy to do it. 65-year-old Alan Johnson, he had a pretty good year. Third in points at Land Legends Raceway. He was tied for most wins at the track with 3. Ran out Utica Rome Speedway, ended up top 10 in points there, 8th in points. We also saw him at Weedsport and at Outlaw. 120-plus wins at least at Land Legend, and obviously hundreds and hundreds more. He doesn't actually know the total, but I'm sure it's got to be up there pretty high. Alan Johnson is out in Middlesex right now. Very scenic area, kind of south between Rochester and the Geneva area. Alan, how you doing, man?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Doing well. So what's keeping you busy at this time of the year?
Well, fiddling with the cars a lot. Mostly. Odd stuff around the house, stuff that gets neglected during the summer. Doing a lot of trimming trees and stuff like that. Clearing. I do a lot of clearing up here. About it.
Okay. 45 or 46. We're not exactly sure of the years, that the consecutive years that he's had at least one win. Been some that have been close, but not this year. It seemed to me like this was a pretty good year for Alan Johnson compared to some of the recent ones. Am I right?
Well, we had a good stretch. I don't think we started out real well, and then we got our big block running a lot better, and we had a good stretch there for a while, and then we ended up breaking something in it, and the way things are, we couldn't get the parts to get it fixed, so we kind of fell off at the end of the year. Didn't do much.
Okay. How was Canandaigua for you specifically? I guess we'll start there because that's where the wins came.
Yeah, well, that was mostly my season at Canandaigua. Utica, we were okay. We thought we'd do a little better than what we did. I think you said, did you say we were 8th in points?
8th
or something?
in points, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was we had a lot of DNFs because we ran a little better than that. But never got a win up there. Was kind of hoping I'd get one.
I was only there a couple times. Maybe 3-4 times. Kind of reminded me of the old 90s racing with the tacky heat race track and everything. That must have been... Well, is that nice, or do you prefer the dry slick that we have?
Oh, no, I was pretty happy with the track up there. It was, like you said, it was kind of... It usually started out pretty fast, and usually it did slicken up, especially during the drier months we had, but... No, it was an excellent track. It always seemed to be real racy. If you had a good car, you could get it to the front. And the most impressive thing was how smooth it always was.
Mm-hmm.
It was always super smooth, and they did a good job up there.
And did I hear at some point the big block kind of became the way to go instead of the big small block, or did you notice that? Because you have the big small block, right?
Yeah. Well, we got a big small block, but it's an awful good one. It'll run with about any big block. But I think big blocks. Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I think mostly everybody had small blocks, but I'm not sure. Matt. I think Matt won them all up there, but I don't even know what he had. So, no, the track was usually fast enough where. A big block was super competitive.
Mm-hmm. So what are we thinking about right now, and what are you actually working on in the garage?
Just working on basically the stuff we ran last year. Not doing half the work I did last year. All the cars were pretty good shape when we finished the year, so we're going to go with what we had. We're getting our big block back that we had problems with last year. And hopefully we're going to we'll have a spare big block, something we can fall back on. Then the small block was fairly fresh at the end of the year there, and we went to Port Royal with it there at the end of the year. We put a few hundred laps on it, but that's pretty fresh. So that's basically just sitting there. And I did pull it out of the car to get the car cleaned up really well, and we'll probably just throw that back in the car it came out of, and we'll pretty much be ready to go.
I didn't know you had problems with the big block. What was going on with the big block?
We broke it. I guess it was an oiling problem. We ended up.
Oh, really?
We ended up having a rod bearing. I think it was tighten up.
Did it cost you the block or no?
I think he saved the block. I don't know. I'm not sure of all the damage. I think he saved the block, but I think he saved the crankshaft. I'm not even sure, Doug. I couldn't really tell you for sure,
Okay.
but it did some damage.
Okay. What are we thinking about as we sit here early December? And obviously, plans can change between now and April and March. But what are we thinking about for next year right now?
Yeah, we're hardly making any plans at all right now. We're just basically thinking what we did last year. I don't know if I'll race, how many Friday nights I'll do, if any. I might just do some series shows with the
Okay.
small block, and planning on, we got a 358 spec head. I guess we're going to have to be able to run, and with Fulton raising their purse, I'm not sure what we're going to do on Saturday nights. The plan is probably Canandaigua, but I'm trying to. I've been talking with Corey a little bit about Fulton, but that's a long shot.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure. We'll probably end up back at Canandaigua. But I think probably we cut back pretty good last year, and we'll probably cut back a little more.
You ran Fulton for a few years as a regular, didn't you?
I loved it there. Yeah. Ran there. I couldn't tell you how many years in a row. I'm thinking half a dozen or so. I mean, ran there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And back when it was big block, it was great because I ran this. It was kind of like a mini circuit.
Mm-hmm.
You ran Brewerton one night, stayed up there, and ran Fulton the next night. It made it nice.
Was that back in the Jeff Rudelavage days? Was that when that was happening? I know you were Brewerton with him.
I think it was before that.
It was before that. Okay.
But it might have been with him also. I don't really remember. But then Fulton, they ended up going to 358, and they kind of put a kibosh on that.
Yeah, because the purse went down, but now it's the big block purse like they have at Brewerton again, right? I believe.
Well, it wasn't only the purse went down, but it's they went to 358s.
But you ran a lot of 358s. I remember you used to run Ransomville and up at Merrittville with 358s a lot back in the day.
Yeah, but I didn't have both though. I only had a big block.
Oh, I see. Okay, is it hard going back and forth
From one car to another?
from a 358 to a big block?
Oh no.
No. Okay. Well, with all your laps
It
too.
might. Yeah, I mean, a big block to a 358, you don't even hardly know you've done it. But I imagine a 358 driver going to a big block would be a little more of a tougher deal. But as far as 358 being or a big block being used to the power, 358 is a little easier to drive actually.
Yeah, I got to change your braking marker a little bit at Brewerton with a big block versus a small block too. So because that thing goes sailing into one a little harder, doesn't it?
Well, no, yeah, it's everything. It's the weight of the car and the speed, and it's just big block makes the car handle a little bit different than the 358 does.
Yeah, the weight in the front.
358 feels a lot more nimble.
Okay. Well, I'm glad things are going well. Everybody's happy and healthy. You got homemade pizza tonight from Sue, so the world is good right now, right, Alan?
Yeah, just waiting to get through the holiday here, and hopefully do a little sledding.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll get a little snow up north. I don't need any here, but hopefully they'll get a little snow up north.
Yeah, keep it away from where we actually live. But, Alan is a big snowmobiler, too. So we'll be safe on the trails. Alan, I appreciate you making time for me. I got a nice picture from back in 2008. You're looking when I was interviewing Alan back in the Doug's Dirt Diary days. I hope you like that. Alan, you take care of yourself, man. I'll talk to you again soon. And again, thanks so much for your time, not just tonight, but over the years. I really appreciate it.
Sounds good, Doug. Thanks.